DaVinci. In this video, you're learning how to go from LRTimelapse to DaVinci Resolve while retaining the highest possible quality. We're going to be deflickering and ramping in LRTimelapse as always, and then we're going to take that time-lapse footage in the highest possible quality into DaVinci Resolve for finishing our edit, adding transitions, further color grading, effects, etc. There's two methods that we can do this with. I will tell you about both, and then I will tell you about which one I prefer and why that is. The first thing you want to do is shoot a time lapse. I believe you know how to do that by now. Shoot raw photos, camera on manual mode, disable autofocus, stabilization, and image review, etc, etc. I've got quite a few time-lapse tutorials up here, or in my free ebook down below. Secondly, you want to take those raw photos and color grade them, either using Lightroom Classic and LRTimelapse, or you can do that from within LRTimelapse, which is one of my previous videos up here as well. Thirdly, you want to take that prepared raw sequence that you prepped in LRTimelapse into DaVinci Resolve. Now there are two different methods of doing this, and as I said, I'll show you both, but before we do that, a quick plug for my own product here, because I don't have any sponsors on this channel besides you viewers and channel members. If you want to know the ins and outs of all things time-lapse and hyperlapse photography, there is the ultimate time-lapse course which I've made and I keep updating, and it's great and it's getting great reviews. Check it out down below. If you sign up to my newsletter, the Time Warper Weekly, which is for time-lapse photographers like yourself, you get a pretty fat discount for the ultimate time-lapse course, and I'm removing that discount pretty soon, so don't miss out. Check it out down below. Now, let's take a raw sequence that we have deflickered and graded in LRTimelapse and bring that into DaVinci Resolve. Method number one is by exporting a TIFF sequence from Lightroom Classic based off of the deflickered and ramped raw files. Why would you go to a TIFF sequence? Well, TIFF files can be up to 16-bit and hold an enormous amount of data. So throughout this entire process, you want to retain as much info in there as possible. If you go from a high quality file to a compressed file, and then you're going to edit it more and compress it even more, you're going to really lose a lot of data. So you want to keep it as high as possible. Now, raw sequences don't work properly in DaVinci Resolve, so we're going to go to a TIFF sequence in between, and we're going to edit that TIFF sequence in DaVinci. You can just drag a numerically labeled TIFF sequence into DaVinci Resolve, just like you did with a DNG sequence in previous videos. But you know what? DaVinci Resolve doesn't really work well with image sequences. It works much better with video files, which is method number two. We are going to be rendering a high quality, virtually lossless video file from our raw sequence first, using the settings that you see on screen, using the render engine that is inside of LRTimelapse. To create this video file, it's actually going to create TIFF files in between as intermediary files. So you know these TIFF files are good, but just do yourself a favor and render it into a video file before bringing it into DaVinci Resolve, and you will see that your editing performance and your computer performance while editing in DaVinci is much better than when working with an actual TIFF sequence. Now, which codec do you use for this video file? Depending on which system you're on, I recommend two. The first one is Apple ProRes 4444, and I'm going to read out from the Apple ProRes white paper here. Apple ProRes 4444 is an extremely high quality version of ProRes for 4444 image sources. This codec features full resolution, mastering quality, and visual fidelity that is perceptually indistinguishable from the original material. It is a high quality solution for storing and exchanging motion graphics and composites with excellent multi-generational performance and a mathematically lossless alpha channel up to 16 bits. So Apple ProRes 4444 is virtually lossless, which is what we're after here, because we are in between, we're before our final step. So you don't want to lose any quality in those steps. If your system, like a Windows system for example, doesn't support Apple ProRes, or you don't have the proper codec plugins and all that, you can use Avid's format, which is DNxHR444. I believe this doesn't have that fourth alpha channel, but we weren't really using that alpha channel in our ProRes files anyway. So you can use the DNxHR444 codec, which is a finishing quality or cinema quality codec for high resolution video files. You've probably guessed it, which method is better, going from RAW to TIFF into DaVinci Resolve or going from RAW to TIFF to video file into DaVinci Resolve. It is of course the latter one, because DaVinci works so much better and we have virtually lossless video compression in between these steps. So that's the way to do it. What else do you want to know about DaVinci Resolve? Your feedback has been great. You're loving the DaVinci Resolve series. It's taken me many years to finally get into it, but I'm very happy with how this software runs, how you are all liking it, and very excited to see where this goes, because there's so many updates coming to DaVinci Resolve. Every few months they just keep adding more and more features, and it is just an incredibly powerful all-around software. Now my next video is about LRTimelapse versus DaVinci Resolve. Which one is better? Pros and cons on both sides. I think the result of this video, or my resulting conclusion, might surprise you. So please subscribe to stay up to date. Become a channel member if you are financially able to. It starts at $1 a month. I shouldn't have set it to $1. I should have set it to $5 a month. I don't know why I put it that low, but consider it buying me a beer or something, or a coffee every month in exchange for these free tutorials that I keep pumping out. And check out the courses as well, obviously. Yeah, any questions you have, let me know. Thanks for being here. May the clouds forever be in your favor. Bye bye. Buy my course.